And welcome to our YouTube channel. And what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B. What a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B. And today we're going to be working on a really easy quilt pattern, and it just takes very few materials. And so I'm excited to make these with y'all. You're just going to want to make one for every single lady in your life that you know. I have been waiting all month for this box. I just kind of feel like it's my own little Christmas present that I get to have a couple of days early. I want you to grab not your favorite cup of tea, but your favorite tea vintage cup, and come in a little closer. Let's take a look at the materials that we're going to need and what our project is today. Hello, and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I am Kia with Kia B, and I am so happy to be back here today. So I really resisted doing this next project. I wanted to do it for our new studio, but I was not going to film a tutorial on it because I thought there are a million YouTube tutorials on tips and tricks for this next project. But you know what? I think I've got some good tips and tricks for beginner quilters and for maybe some seasoned ones as well. So, what are we talking about? We are talking about this beautiful and huge, might I add, jelly roll rug. This thing is so adorable. It only took me just 2 afternoons, and really that's just because kids. And so this thing came together really quickly. So today I'd love to talk this jelly roll rug with you. So why don't you come in a little closer and we'll take a look at some of the details. Okay, so first let's take a look at the pattern. I picked this up for about $10.50 at my local quilt store, and I like having an actual pattern. You can, from some online quilt shops like Fat Quarter Shop, you can purchase a PDF that you can download to your computer or your iPad. That's nice as well. I just like to have the actual pattern. So I ran over there and grabbed that. When I was getting that, I kind of had asked the quilt shop owner, she had made 2 of these already, so I kind of asked her for some tips and tricks on her jelly roll rugs. And she said follow the pattern, really follow the pattern for their tension guidelines, their stitch length, their stitch width, follow the pattern for the measurements of everything, really follow the pattern. Roma Lamson does this pattern, and she does a phenomenal job of explaining everything in here. The first thing I did was read from cover to cover the pattern. It's only a few pages long, but I needed to kind of have a head start of where I was going in the pattern. And so that was really helpful. So, like I said, Roma put lots and lots of hints in the pattern that really, that's my first tip for you, is to follow her hints. They are very helpful, especially for beginner quilters. If you have any questions as you're going through this rug, I'm working on a separate quilt pattern right now, and I have a question on it, and I don't know who to ask. And so if y'all are going through this, I have made one. You are more than welcome to comment down below, and I'll see if I can kind of help you along in the process of pattern terminology in there. I know one of the things that I heard was the biggest question is where she asked you to fan fold something, and so so that may be something you're struggling with. But with that being said, I just loved this. I loved this. I pulled this jelly roll out. It was one of the very first jelly rolls that I ever bought. It is a Bonnie and Camille Little Ruby jelly roll, and I loved when I unrolled it. I just loved the color gradation that they used to roll up the jelly roll, and so I just kept it in its roll, and I just went from the gray to the green to the white to the pink to the blue, and I think it works out perfectly. It definitely matches our backdrop. Our new studio has tile floors, and I thought what better way to use a rug than to make one, to quilt one. So that was super fun. So you'll need a jelly roll, obviously, and you can use a roly-poly. So it would make about half this size. That's my next goal, is to make a rug with a roly-poly. So it would be about half of this size, which is nice. Then you would just want to maybe subtract the dimension she gives you for the center strip. And so my second tip for you is to take your time. Really take your time. One time saver that you can use, because you do want to take your time sewing, when I picked up the pattern and I asked the local quilt shop owner if she had any tips, she said, grab this batting. This is what's left of these strips of batting. It comes on a roll just like this. She has them in her shop. You can get them online anywhere. I'm sure a lot of quilt shop owners have these right now. But this, you use 2 rolls of this, and so you only have 1 batting seam, which was so nice. The pattern calls for 17 strips, and so you think that's a lot of joining, a lot of seams, and so those can tend to bulk up your rug, and so having those extra rolls is really nice. As you are putting your strips together, as the pattern suggests, I used 5 wonder clips. That's all. One of the hints that she gives in there is to use wonder clips, and I used 5. I sewed the length of my 5 clips that I had clipping the fabric together in the folds that it asks you to do, and then as I'd pick them off, I'd get to my last one, and then I'd start them again. And then I'd get to my last one, and I'd start them again. So I was only maybe sewing a foot at a time, if that. You're going to end up with 50 yards of strip, and so you want to make sure that you're keeping it as organized as possible. Which brings me to my next tip. I used a salad bowl. We have a very large Pottery Barn salad bowl in our kitchen, and I just grabbed that, and as I was coiling up our ball, I put the ball in the salad bowl and allowed it to feed from the floor, and that way, or feed down to the floor, and that way it wasn't getting all tangled and it wasn't doing that. So that was great. My next tip is, as you are sewing, use a walking foot. I had not thought of that yet, and I don't believe she talks about it in the pattern. And I heard someone else suggest that, to use a walking foot. And that really, to me, made all the difference. You are coming through such thick fabric that, one, you have to have a denim needle, which, because you're sewing through several layers of a jelly roll strip and several layers of batting. And so having a denim or jean needle for your machine is imperative. And so use your walking foot. It's pulling all of those layers through together. That will really help and be a time saver as well. So I think the last tip that I have for you, other than taking your time, I think the last tip I have for you is spray starch. In our Quilter's candy box last month, we got a bottle of the Flatter spray. And I thought, when am I ever going to use this? And it smells like pineapples. I'm not a pineapple person. But I thought, when am I ever going to use this? And I had read some reviews online that said it is just the most amazing thing. Lots of people use it for their garments as well. And as you go into your rug, I would sew a curve and then the other curve. So I'd go around 2 curves. And then I would break thread and go over and starch this. You are sewing on the bias, and so for part of it, especially around those curves. And so some of those threads need to be set. This spray made all of the difference. And I'm not just saying that because we get the Quilter's candy box or anything like that. Like, we're not sponsored by them. We pay that. But that spray really did make all the difference. So I would go around 2 curves and then I would stop and I would spray starch. Does that add on some time? Absolutely. But the end result is so much better. You don't have a wonky rug that you then have to flatten. So that was really helpful. So I think that's all. I think that's great. This pattern came together so well. I did it in about 2 afternoons. Like I said, and I really, really enjoyed it. Makes a very, very, very heavy rug, and rather large. This is only half of it. I folded it in half, and it's just such a great piece, to put in your studio. It is a great Christmas gift. Christmas, I know it's crazy, but we're halfway through the year, and in my world, that means I need to start working on some Christmas projects. And so this would make a great gift. It would make a great gift if you know someone who's buying or building a home. It would make a great nursery gift. Think about that. We have a new baby coming in our family very soon. My cousin is due any day now. And I'm so excited for her, and I thought this would be so fun to give a new mom for the nursery. Instead of a baby quilt, which they may have somebody else in their family who makes quilts. And so this would be something different and fun. And so think outside the box. Think outside the box on who you could bless this rug with. So with all of that being said, thank you so much for joining us in the hive today. Please, we would love to try and answer some questions for you on this pattern. If you have any, just comment down below, and we'd love to continue the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us in the hive today, and we will see you later.